Dear friends, good evening. Today is already March 26, 2025, 7 p.m. Moscow time, and we are starting our second business meeting for today. In these business meetings, we talk about a new company that has recently entered the Russian-speaking market and brought a completely new, innovative approach, new revolutionary products that deliver unprecedented, obvious, large-scale results. We are talking about a company called WHIEDA. Now, in this business meeting, over the course of an hour, we will tell you about the products, how they work, and show the results. And you will understand that this is needed by everyone, without exception. And in the second part, we will talk about money. We will discuss how much you can earn here, what exactly needs to be done for you to understand whether this business will work for you or not. If for some reason you see that the business is not for you, it's okay. You will find something else. But if you see that this is what you need, that you can handle it, we will start doing business together and succeed together. Agreed? So I give the floor to the regional director of the company WHIEDA, Olga Dyuldinskaya. After that, I will speak once.
Hello, friends. Hello. Hello, everyone. Good evening to all. How is your mood? We just have an incredible buzz happening today. I honestly have to tell you, I was not prepared for this because I am a mother of 2 children. I am 38 years old. I have never run any business, let alone an international one, and I wasn't planning to build something so serious. But the whirlwind of events that has engulfed me in the last month and a half is just something incredible every day. And I want to tell you that if you're interested in earnings like making $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 in the first month in the new business, we will dedicate about 3 to 4 hours a day. If you are ready, then if I can do it, you definitely can too. I can say that in the first month and a half, I earned more than $7,000. And for me, this is simply a phenomenal result. Honestly, because my husband, for example, is involved in real estate. We live in Turkey. He has his own real estate agency here. He has invested 5 years into it. You can't imagine how much money, time, effort, and stuff it takes to maintain all of this. And when his wife, who spent 10 years on maternity leave, earned as much money in the first month and a half as he doesn't earn, he looked at me and said, listen, we need to take your business seriously. Let's figure it out together. I ended up in the company WHIEDA because my children were sick. I wasn't planning to start a business. I needed the product. Every year here, my children were sick. And these were bronchitis. These were pneumonias with complications. We were in the hospital, and I was always looking for a way to support my children's immunity so they could resist these modern viruses. But nothing worked. We tried supplements, alternative medicine, homeopathy, vitamins, acupuncture, and hardening. But unfortunately, every year they still got sick. And when my friend, a close person whom I trust, called me and said, Olya, I found such a company called WHIEDA. They have a product line. That's just incredible. And they deliver amazing results. I said, listen, Oksana, stop telling me. I don't believe in it anymore. We've already tried so many things. She said, look, our scientists developed this technology and the Chinese just borrowed it. They also added their ancient knowledge of Chinese medicine, which is over 5,000 years old. And it turned into something incredible. Look, doctors from different places sent it to me. And I got into it. I bought this device for myself. A physiotherapeutic device that will replace your entire medicine cabinet. It's a home doctor. With its help, your body, your immunity can handle any problem. And when I delved into it and when I tried it on my children, and I saw that for the first time in 6 years that we've been living here, they stopped getting sick. Well, I can't keep quiet about this. I can't not talk about or share that such technologies exist, and let me now, so as not to distract you. I will turn off my camera, start screen sharing, and show slides about the company and immediately present the results. Because the most important thing, in fact, is that what we talk about regarding some new technologies, the main thing is that they work and deliver results. Look, the first thing we will talk about is the cell activator. This is a high-tech product for cellular physiotherapy. It doesn't cure anything. It provides conditions for your immunity and the immune system itself that can handle this or that problem. It activates dormant cells, repairs damaged ones, slows down aging processes in the body, stimulates metabolism, and improves microcirculation at the cellular level, enhances the function of internal organs and major glands of the body. Using terahertz wave and quantum technology. This technology was developed by our scientists. There is already specialized equipment in medical centers where, unfortunately, not everyone can access because these are costly procedures. And the Chinese, as I mentioned, to reiterate, they simply borrowed this technology, placed it in a household appliance, and made it available to everyone. Because China today is a leading country, the fastest developing in terms of technology, they have been living in the future for a long time with technologies that our world has not even dreamed of. And here are the results our activator provides. Look, it is best seen with skin diseases, yes, before and after. But in general, the activator works with all problems, internal organs. For example, here we have a trophic ulcer. The daughter simply saved her father from having his leg amputated because the doctors couldn't handle this sore. It was constantly oozing, and they were already planning a skin graft, and in the future, amputation was a real threat. With the help of the activator, look, the wound has completely healed. If we use the activator, locally, for example, in the head area, dormant follicles awaken, hair starts to grow faster and becomes thicker. I can see this with my daughter, her bangs, and I used to trim her hair every 2 to 3 weeks. Now I need to trim her hair every week because it gets in her eyes. I can see how rapidly it has started to grow. Here, a young man talks about having vitiligo and using our cell activator, and look at the result. In 6 months, the pigment on his face has completely restored. Here is a more mature case, but nevertheless, there is still improvement. The recovery process is ongoing. Skin diseases, in this case, it's a fungal disease, it's lichen and a long-standing colored lichen, a chronic fungal skin infection. 1 session with the activator and already such an improvement, progress. Here, a young woman cured her facial breakouts. The activator first addressed internal issues, and as a result, the external ones disappeared. Here, the young man has psoriasis. I will show quickly, unfortunately, I don't have time, we are limited, but at the end, we will have a special group you can join. There will be a link to it, and there you will see all the positions of the products, the WHIEDA company, and the results for each. Here is such a result after 5 sessions with psoriasis in a young man. Here, the pigment in the hair was restored. On the left, we have a completely gray head, and on the right, look, black hair has already started to grow. I have never seen anything like this anywhere. Such a result from using the product. Varicose veins, also showing good progress in a week. Here we have rapid recovery in 2 days after an injury. Skin regeneration happens right before your eyes. In 2 days, look, not a bruise is left on the woman. Various senile growths, they simply dry up and fall off without scars. Dermatitis in children is also a common problem. Before and after shows good results. Psoriasis, again, good results. Alopecia, this woman suffered from this problem for 8 years wearing a wig. And after using our activator, look, they started to grow. That's how the hair is. Here we have a vascular network. Spider veins are also a common problem for both women and men. Improvement, alopecia, excellent result. This entire area is covered with new hair. Think about how many people can be helped. Just consider how many people are troubled by hair problems and how much money they waste on useless things like vitamins, creams that they rub into their scalp. Here is a skin condition. I don't even know what it's called, but look at the great result. Allergic dermatitis, working with chemicals before and after. Papillomas and various spots also disappear. Personally, 3 papillomas fell off for me. I didn't even notice how it happened. In 3 days, I used the activator on myself 3 times and they fell off, leaving no trace. Dermatitis in children on their hands, you can deal with this problem without any hormonal ointments. Well, this result personally impressed me. The most, at 17 years old, a woman suffered from facial neuritis. And during this time, I think she tried everything possible and nothing helped. And let's see what a wonderful result was achieved after 10 procedures with the cell activator. Think about it, a 180-degree change. The woman's life simply changed. And by the way, the activator. This month, until the end of the period, we have until the 28th of March inclusive, you can receive a gift from company soda gift. What conditions need to be met to receive a wonderful home doctor for your use will be explained at the end by Olga Grigorievich at the end of our live broadcast. The next device is a biomassager, which will replace your manual therapist or masseur, providing lymphatic drainage, medical, relaxing, and corrective massages to combat cellulite. All of that in one small device. It combines 4 types of massage, and it also includes special conductive gloves and pads. This year, our biomassager took first place at the World Exhibition because it delivers such amazing results. One session on this massager replaces 10 sessions of manual massage. All the specialists I show the massager to are amazed, saying we can't work the muscles as deeply with our hands. How can the biomassager do this? And the result is like this after the first application of BEM on the back, yes, from the face. All the reports came in. One shoulder blade was higher, the other lower. In a teenager, we worked on specific points. Everything fell into place. Here too, an excellent result, meaning think about it, you won't have to constantly visit massage therapists or undergo procedures. You have your own personal masseur at home. This woman is lying after a stroke. Her left arm is paralyzed. They work using such special pads, yes, to imitation of acupuncture. And in the end, we see how she starts to move her arm, meaning rapid recovery even after such serious illnesses. By the way, BM helps in working with animals. For example, here, the pet's hind legs have failed. The owner works using conductive gloves. And at the end of the video, you will see how the pet fully recovered and continued its happy life. For example, I use conductive gloves in cosmetology. I apply microcurrents to my face. You can't imagine how much the blood circulation improves. And I went to a cosmetologist once. For such a procedure, I realized that the result is great. Well, I'm going to such sessions every time. And now I have my own masseur and cosmetologist at home. And you can also stimulate hair growth. That is, you can apply these gloves, for example, to the head to stimulate fast hair growth. It's a great thing. The mini sauna. Babua is your home spa salon with 77 precious tourmaline stones, black jade. They are sewn around the perimeter of the sauna, and when heated, they emit infrared radiation. And European scientists have long proven that regular visits to an infrared sauna reduce the risk of cardiovascular diseases by 65%. Just think about it. And some of our diseases are the #1 cause of death, including heart attacks, strokes, and cardiac arrests. In general, everything related to the cardiovascular system, to the heart. And if for women, it's a great opportunity to relax after a hard day, to relax muscles after a workout, to lose weight, to get rid of excess toxins, stagnant lymph, to boost the entire system, then for men, it's simply an opportunity to extend their lives, because men often suffer from these diseases. Here, the famous athlete Khabib Nurmagomedov dries out his guys in our sauna, because in sports, it's very important. These grams, and in one session, 10 minutes, which replaces an hour-long session in a regular sauna, you can lose 300, 400 milliliters of fluid. Here, a man sits, he loses weight, achieves a good result, yes, and at the same time extends his life, improves his health. Here is a clear demonstration of how much fluid is lost in one sessions in our sauna. And such wonderful results with our partners without any exhausting diets, of course, not in one session, but over a long process of several months, yet such results can be achieved with ours. The next, consumer goods in a corrective style are what people need, because 95% of the planet's population suffers from musculoskeletal problems. Why? Because we lead a sedentary lifestyle, agree with me. We sit incorrectly, leg over leg, we have flat feet, knees hurt, hip joints are failing, lower back, poor posture. All of this even leads to the displacement of internal organs. The Chinese have a special approach to treating the human body, preventive medicine. Their main focus is prevention, to prevent certain diseases, and they offer to the market corrective insoles that will create the proper arch of the foot for you. Anatomically, the fascia muscles will be positioned correctly, the overstrained muscles will relax, and the body weight will be properly distributed. And even such results appear among our partners because all the muscles begin to harmonize. There is a live event happening here. A mother and daughter are invited to the stage. The girl has a serious diagnosis of cerebral palsy, a congenital disease. And the child explains that previously her hands were so tense and twisted she couldn't even unclench her fist. After using our insoles and activator, look at the child's progress. Even with such a serious problem, it is possible to work and achieve good results. And you can't fake these children's emotions. Such technologies already exist, and we can help a large number of people. Look, the bones on the feet are going away. A common problem like spurs, calluses, all of this is solved by our insoles. And this is how the arch of the foot is formed. Look, flat feet, absolutely. And after just a month, there is progress, there is improvement. Personally, this is, for example, my pain because my son has flat feet. For 10 years, I tried to cure this valgus. We went to everyone, orthopedists we could find, money thrown away on these custom insoles and orthopedic shoes. No result. And here, look how quickly the arch is formed. We started wearing them in November, and by December, at the end, we already had this kind of result. If I had known about the existence of such insoles, I would never have wasted time and thrown so much money away. Orthopedists who are not interested in you as a regular client, who can be milked over and over and money is made. Foam insoles recommend our insoles from the company WHIEDA because you buy them once and for all. They come with a 50-year warranty. Here, Manuel Rapper talks about how important it is to create and work with the foot with an arch, because the foot is the shock absorber of the entire body. And if you walk on a flat foot, hello, osteoarthritis, arthritis, hernias, and protrusions in the lower back, because every step is an impact. The spine is where it all begins, and the doctor says it's very important to work with the foot to do exercises, but he says to himself, I can't do it because I'm on my feet all day and after work. The last thing I want to do is engage in something else. Well, modern people are like that, and my back hurts, and I'm not getting any younger, and everything is getting worse and worse every day. That's why I wear these insoles from the company WHIEDA. Look at how the arch is formed, creating the correct arch. The foot begins to function properly. Circulation improves because there are special acupuncture points, and by massaging them, it's as if with every step, it's like a masseur is working with you. Circulation improves and the entire body begins to heal, because the Chinese actually say that the foot is the second heart and all the projections of the internal organs are located on the foot. By affecting the foot, you can work on the entire body. And now his back doesn't hurt and he can work all day. By the way, our insoles are an excellent and non-cash health solution. Look, if you wear them on bare feet for 3 months, they might change color if they come. They are golden, fast and beautiful. But if you have problems, for example, with the heart or blood vessels, the insoles will turn red. If they turn green, it means you need to check your liver. And if they turn black, it means your kidneys. This is the unique material from which these insoles are made. Next are high-tech glasses. This is something I never part with now. As soon as I wake up, I immediately put on the glasses, because today we have all turned into IT specialists. We are on the phone from morning till night. Remember, the first thing you do when you wake up, you pick up your phone, and it's like that all day. And as for children, I won't even start. We all understand perfectly well that prevention is better than cure. We brush our teeth, for example, every day twice, and no one needs to be told why to do it. Because if you don't want to spend on expensive veneers and unpleasant procedures at the dentist in the future, you need to take care of your teeth. You need to protect them, clean them, treat them, do something with them. Why don't we do anything for our eyes? The damage we get from screens, monitors, phones, and computers is irreparable, and the company offers 2 versions for children and adults. Glasses with lenses that provide 100% protection from harmful radiation and ultraviolet rays. Why are we not doing anything about our eyes? After all, the damage we receive from screens, monitors, phones, and computers is irreparable. And the company offers 2 versions, children's and adults. Glasses with lenses that provide 100% protection from harmful radiation and ultraviolet rays. And by the way, they also help with a wide variety of problems. For example, strabismus. Here you can see a completely healthy child. Here are his glasses, the children's version, which he wore. But if we look at the original, you will see that the child indeed had strabismus in the photograph. This result was achieved due to this. The glasses are made of graphene. It is a unique material. Look it up on Google, read about what graphene is. When it comes into contact with your skin, it generates negatively charged particles, anions. They improve microcirculation around the eyes. The muscles relax and return to their place. This is the kind of amazing result we have here. A woman talks about having cataracts, and she went for an examination by a specialist. She wore our glasses for 6 months, and they told her that her vision improved, and also they didn't find any cataracts. Here, a man is sitting on the street demonstrating how our glasses work. The video is shot in one take without any editing, and now you will see everything with your own eyes. Here, he puts on the glasses and takes out a special card that reacts to ultraviolet light. As soon as the sun hits it, it starts to darken. But if he moves this card behind the lens of the glasses, you will see that it turns white again. So such technologies already exist 100%. Transparent glass protects against ultraviolet light. And by the way, they have an anti-glare coating. Drivers love them very much because while driving, your eyes don't get tired and you can travel long distances and feel great. Here, a woman is saying that her glaucoma was not confirmed, although I had already scheduled it. She came for an examination, had been wearing our glasses before, came for an examination, and they told her, well, you don't have glaucoma. The woman's surgery was canceled. Can you imagine how happy that is? Such gadgets already exist. Here, testing is being conducted to see how many anions our glasses generate. So that you don't think I'm talking about some kind of non-existent invisible particles, there is special equipment that measures these anions. In regular glasses, in all objects in cities, there are approximately 24 to 26 anions in the air. Anions are negatively charged particles, also known as air vitamins. They are found in large quantities in environmentally clean places. That is, in the mountains near waterfalls, where the air is clean. That's why people live longer there. But we live in metropolises and we lack these anions. And anions suppress all pathogenic environments. Viruses, bacteria, fungi, parasites destroy free radicals. This is what destroys our cells. And anions simply neutralize it because all this pathogenic environment is positively charged. And what else can I say? A doctor, an ophthalmologist, conducted training for us and explained what else our glasses can help with. For photophobia, light sensitivity, when eyes are tearing, itching actively or conversely when dry eyes constantly require, drops, moisturizing when there's a risk, black floaters appear. This problem also occurs often. In all these cases, the glasses help, and with viral conjunctivitis and with styes. They also handle these excellently. The next and last topic we'll discuss is anion personal hygiene products. This is, quite a niche topic, not widely discussed, but it is part of our lives. Every woman uses this. Let me return to the camera, turn off the screen sharing, turn on the camera, and we'll talk about this for a few more minutes. I will now reveal to you an idea, essentially $1 million business. I'm not a businesswoman, of course, but when I saw this, even a blonde like me, got excited. My appetite was whetted because I realized that, yes, indeed, here you can build a great business. Look, men will find this especially interesting. A woman buys these products, monthly in the supermarket for 30 years. She spends approximately $560. Multiply that by millions of women around, and you'll understand what a huge business this is and how much money these corporations make. And everything would be fine, everything would be good. Well, of course, that's natural. But gynecologists say that with the advent of these products, chronic diseases have increased by 50%. In women, such as cystitis, vaginitis, endometriosis, which is not treated at all, only surgery, cysts and fibroids at an early age. In girls aged 15 to 16, cancers, early menopause, and even infertility. This is a threat to the nation, in fact, because a woman's health is responsible for the future offspring, for the future of the nation as a whole. And a woman has no alternative. She is forced to use this. And what causes such harm to the body? Because it is on a constant, regular basis, day after day, month after month, year after year. Here is technical glue with formaldehydes that don't even wash out. All of this gets into a woman's body. The last layer is made of polyethylene, which doesn't allow air through and creates a perfect environment for bacteria to multiply. You could just cover tomatoes and create a greenhouse effect there. It's just perfect for bacteria to multiply. Even the packaging, such a gadget. It lies in a woman's bag and it is not airtight. A coin, for example, which has passed through millions of hands, gets in there. And before use, bacteria start to multiply there. When I realized this, when I understood it, I thought, indeed, well, it really is like that. Where do all these diseases come from later? From here, because no one cares about our health. Nothing personal, just business. But women have no alternative. The company WHIEDA offers to the market Anion personal hygiene products, which are approximately the same price, but firstly, they are made with love for women, completely sealed packaging, impossible to open without effort, sterile material. Firstly, made from primary raw materials, natural, with a halal certificate. Plus, there is a special insert that provides pain relief and heals with anions. It heals and prevents the proliferation of all of this harmful environment of bacteria, viruses, parasites, and fungi, because it neutralizes the reproduction of all these bacteria. We have an amazing gynecologist, Olga Shishkova, who explains how she simply prevents with the help of these products. Various diseases in girls are also treated. We even have children who were born, even though the girls couldn't have children. Imagine with the help of such products. If you, dear men, love the women close to you, your mother, your wife, your daughters, sisters, do not let them use low-quality materials that harm health, because later you will have to pay for all these expensive procedures and unpleasant surgical interventions. For the first time, I'm not taking painkillers, and for the first time, my husband says, listen, something's up with your hormones. You've stopped driving me crazy. During those special days of yours, I think every man has encountered a woman who is a bit irrational. If a woman tries this once, she will never go back to the junk from the supermarket. And what does that mean? It means you will have an eternal business because she will use it every day and every month. Her daughter, her daughter's daughter, and so on, all her friends, it's an eternal business, a reusable product, because the most important thing is health. And not just for women, but for men too. That's a separate topic. I think Olga Grigorievich will touch on it a little, but we have a chemist, a professor, who achieved amazing results from using these wipes. Well, they simply canceled it for him. We presented an incredible result. That is, this is also for men, because prevention is better than cure. Men are very special conditions, a special half of humanity. They never do anything about their health until the rooster bites. Here at our company, we have an accountant. He was recently diagnosed with prostate cancer. At 42 years old, the man went to Ankara for surgery. And do you know what happened to all the men who know him in the area? They got flustered. They started looking for remedies. They began to worry about what to do to avoid ending up on the surgeon's table for surgery, because everyone understands a sedentary lifestyle, the environment, poor water quality, bad nutrition, plus harmful habits. And hello, at 42 years old, such a problem. No one wants this. So prevention is better than cure. I want to say that honestly, business can only be built in one way. If your product is unique or your service addresses the pain of a large number of people, then people need it. They will buy it from you or from the company, and you can get rich here. The company has provided such a product line for you. Wherever you look, any product gives amazing results. I have only told you about probably 20% of the entire line because my time is limited. But at the end, you will go into the group, see all our products, and there will be results for each one. Now I hand over the word to Oleg Grigorievich. He has 30 years of experience in this field. He has already earned millions of dollars, and he will share with us how to earn in the first month $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, and in the future, much, much more. Thank you very much for your attention. Goodbye.
Good evening once again. Let's continue. After such a message, you feel like eating, drinking, applying, or blowing something because it impresses, inspires, and makes you want to tell someone about it. Me, 75 years old. Out of these 75 years, I have been involved in network business for 29 years. I came into this industry when I was 47 years old and learned about it for the first time. I didn't come there from a good life, but out of desperation. I needed to survive after I came back from many years in the Navy and needed to earn money. And all these 29 years, I have always been looking for a product that was extraordinary, special, that would give obvious results immediately, so that it would be viral, so that it would spread like fire flaring up in strong wind and heat. That's what I was looking for. And lately, it has become harder and harder to find a product that meets all my requirements. So for a while, after working and earning enough money, I stepped away from business and engaged in creative endeavors, supported networkers, telling how to earn a lot of money. In short, I was writing a book and so on. And I completely didn't think that at my age I could start doing business again, get excited again, ignite, and move forward once more like in my youth, achieve some high goals. But it's amazing, when I encountered this product, my daughter told me about it, showed the results, that the children stopped getting sick. I started to gradually delve into it. As I'm a networker, a professional person, I'm always interested in products. And when I realized what we had in our hands, when I saw that the combination of high quality dietary supplements and plus something completely new, based on new technologies, products that have never been in use in the network business. Here, for example, a cell activator, a high-tech device based on quantum technologies, teragenic radiation, ultra-long waves, some anions. And all this, you see, gives such results. You have seen the photographs. It's just incredible. In combination with proper nutrition, this external influence, and all this is a household appliance. Yes, it's not medical, safe, harmless for home use. And there are many more such devices that allow you to create at home, at your place. A physiotherapeutic, some kind of studio, you see, for the health prevention of the whole family, both grandma and grandpa, grandchildren and children, daughters-in-law, and even mothers-in-law, with mothers-in-law. Everyone can use it and be healthy. It's an amazing thing. Awesome. Just incredible. And in addition, such a pragmatic, well thought out, type. The right approach to stimulating the work of the distributor. I mean, the compensation plan, the payout plan, the reward plan, the marketing plan. It is structured in such a way to help earn money at the start. Not for those who are always well off in this industry, but for newcomers who have never succeeded anywhere. Wherever they go, it doesn't work out. Because to break through to the money, you need to consume the field. And by the time you sign up, one or two, by the time you sell something, you'll already give up because you hear rejections all around. And then when you finally make it, there will be 3 pennies that don't excite you. Here, it's completely different. It's an amazing thing. Of course, a lot of money will be made here, but not by everyone. Only those who understand this and take it seriously will succeed. And another very important thing, the company has been operating in the Russian-speaking market, our Russian-speaking market, for 3 years. Last weekend was the anniversary of the opening of the European market. It's just beginning. Chinese networkers have just entered our market. And all these more than 2 years, they have been preparing for us, paving the way. You see, they were breaking the trail, guys, pioneers, trailblazers. We won't have to suffer from the fact that a new business is always associated with various technical rough edges, logistics, payments, and so on. Here, everything is already ready. Amazing. I When I came, I started to delve into it, and I realized that I am an adult, yet I don't know many things. I realized, to put it simply, I realized that we lack electricity. You see, we lack negatively charged chipbirds inside. They are called anions. These anions, as Olya explained, they spread and appear where there is good ecology, where there are waterfalls in the mountains, where the air is clean after rain, when there is ozone, and so on. But the Chinese are clever. They understand that when an anion enters the body, it flies and looks for a positively charged partner, its other half. And when it finds it, it connects with it and neutralizes it. In this way, the free radical, which causes oncological problems, is always positively charged. And it flies, and suddenly there's no free radical. Every pathogenic environment always has a positive charge, and they just destroy it. Do you understand? And here's the problem for women, as Olga just mentioned, about these hygiene products. Inside this product, there is a chip. This is a chip, a quality product, and it also has a special chip inside. This is a chip embedded inside. It creates these anions. And these anions penetrating into a woman's body create the right environment and eliminate all these problems that cause women's diseases. The same applies to men. The main problem for men and for women too is that we all sit with this. With the device in front of our noses, we sit and sit and sit in front of the TV on the internet. They all tell us about exercises, but to squat, stand up and squat 100 times, it's only possible to do so much before the new year. You see, but the blood stagnates and the lymph stagnates. All of this causes various processes, negative stagnation. And it begins for men that already, even men, 95% of adult men suffer from prostate problems, leading to severe consequences. I know people with whom I served, worked, and lived for a long time. They died from prostate cancer. I buried them, and nothing could be done. But if they had these chips, and they had them, let's say, I cut out a bunch like this from these means, moistened them, put them in my back pocket, and they work, and they generate a flow of these anions. And these anions work in the pelvic area where everyone has problems, you see? And in this way, the health of men and women too is maintained. Huh? Isn't that a bombshell? A bombshell, and what a one. Some might say, yes, why theorize? Try it. Try it. You test it. Only practice results provide the basis. It gives such incredible results when I just imagined it and then started trying it on myself and experienced the impact of these radiations that blow from the tube of the activator of cells. And when we see with our own eyes how on a person's body, on the hand, on various skin problems, all of this is early and closed and open, how they are before our eyes. This problem is being solved with Ariest and so on. Or the girl tells, in the video, the girl tells, she is 18 years old. She has an allergy to cold. Her face turns into a red mask, starts to crack, bleed, and ooze. Simply because her skin is like that, something happened. And the palm, she says, and the palm, mine is the same. And it's so uncomfortable for me when I greet boys. Well, there's no life for a person. And then she says, this activator came my way. I did 8 procedures and my face returned to a normal state. What is this? In short, I won't take up your time. For those interested, once we finish, reviews will be posted in the chat about our products. Take a close look, browse through, engage your mind. And when you look at these reviews, think. When I do some business, people ask, who am I doing this for? Who? So think about it when you look at these people who with grateful eyes say that these products help them think, who in your circle needs to lose weight. 96 kilograms, a young woman can't get married because she's overweight, because we have such a strong bone structure. We're all big in the family. And so my sister tells the girls and shows them photos. 96 kilograms, what the face. And here's the sauna. 2 months, 33 kilograms lost. Sitting in the sauna, watching TikTok and losing weight comfortably without any restrictions. What is this? And then she says, and when everyone saw that I sold 400 saunas in a month, the sauna costs $6 कोटी. What is this? It's a bomb. It's a bomb. It's a bomb. Think about it and how to make money from this. Let's go. If it's such a product, then it needs to be delivered in one single way, only through network marketing. No advertising. No, those traditional things, store retail, that won't work. You need personal experience, personal connection, and your circle of friends, acquaintances, those who know you, and you just share how it works for you, how it works on you, on your mom, on your sister, on your dad, how your wife uses it, how your children do. That's how it works. So I told someone that, or rather, I told you this, just come and see what I'm doing. I found a product and a business that will simply explode. The market, come in, take a look. Well, okay, Oleg came in. He watched the presentation. It was yesterday. He calls me, or rather writes to me on Telegram. I'm ready, so I'm registering, help me. He registered. I start talking, so what's the matter? Yes, I have a problem. My child is sick. I'm tired of these sore throats, inflammations, runny noses, kindergarten. 2 days, 2 weeks in the hospital or at home. I just can't bear to watch my child. Something needs to be done. That's how it happens. If that's the case, then business starts with personal consumption, personal use, personal results. To achieve personal results, we enter the business and buy the product for ourselves. 250 PV, the first option is $250, maybe a bit more. The second option, 500 PV. PV stands for points. $500 or a little more. The activator costs exactly $500. Sadly, in Europe, it is a bit more expensive. 605 euros. That will be the cost. And 2,000 PV. But it will be thousands of dollars. That's how you enter the business. This is the start. This is the standard. This is the premium. In this premium, of course, you will have everything complete. A whole studio at your home, it's great, everything. Who can afford this? This is a very small amount of money to start a business where you can become a millionaire in a year. In 1 year, you can earn $1 million. I am telling you this with complete confidence. So look, but for this, of course, you have to pay the price. When a person enters the business and chooses this kind of package, or this kind of package for $2,000, they immediately receive cash back. 100%. I've never encountered anything like this. Cashback means money back. Entered with $500 back. Received the activator, started using it, and the money goes back to a special bonus account. And from this bonus account, you pay for your subsequent purchases, repeat purchases, using this money. Each time up to 50% of the cost of the next product. Moreover, it's amazing. The Chinese did a great job. They said, we don't force people to make monthly purchases. Quarterly, semi-annual, or annual purchases to keep their points. You don't need to do any activity, any requalification. None of that is necessary. Bought once. No need to buy more. Don't buy. We don't force anyone. This is one thing. It's nonsense. In network business, this doesn't happen. It's a mandatory condition. I always supported it with all my might because otherwise people wouldn't be compelled to use the products. But often it turned out that people accumulated these products, goods, and they just sat there on the shelves gathering dust. And people couldn't maintain their activity and enter the business. But here it's not like that. It's just like this. Here's a big plus, but a very significant plus, which must be acknowledged and said that people, well done. This is how it should be done. And under such conditions, well, for example, there are also instant payouts. When I was 29, I worked, and it was always necessary to either wait 2 weeks after earning some money, wait for that period, then they would send you a check, or you could withdraw the money. No, here it is like this. You receive the money, withdraw it. You receive it today, you withdraw it today. Instant payouts and many, many other interesting features that put this company in a special position. That's why by delving into the essence of the business, I realized that here, now is the time to fully engage. And so at the age of 75, I came out of my prolonged retirement creative leave and started working hard here. And in the first month, we started on February 18th. I personally signed up 24 people. It was not difficult at all, as it turned out. In the entire group over the month, I gathered. Now it's much more. I'm just giving the number for the month. Then I'll tell you for two. Gathered about 72 people, and I went through 200 covered and earned 6 to 40. I think this is an excellent result for a start. What do you think? Would you like to do the same? We will teach you. So, what? Especially since there's not much to learn. Invite your people here. You know how to invite them? Well, we can help you. And they will hear a presentation like this, which happens twice a day. And they will say, I want. Right now, there are 40, 50 of us there. When there are 400, 500,000, then you'll see what the stir will start around. All those who today say, well, I'll think about it, or come tomorrow, or something like that, will be asking to join themselves. Knocking, but they will take a place already below, deep under you, and will generate turnover from which you will receive your checks. So, the Bina marketing plan combined with classic marketing, this is you. With both the right team and the left team. So, the first type of income is called the step bonus. Step bonus. It equals 50% of the smallest package. This is you. Your task is to use the product, achieve results, and in your environment, talk about it, share it. Calmly, simply as usual. Nowadays, everyone is forwarding each other all sorts of photos, videos. They send this saying, see how interesting it is, come to the presentation, I'll tell you everything there. The person comes, looks, 3 were invited, 1 says, I want to, and you place him. Right here in the inner circle, the person stands, he asks, which package did you join with? You say, I joined with 500. Well, I joined with 500. So I will talk about this. And your acquaintance, Sveta, joined with 500. And the sponsor takes and places their person, Zhenya Vakumova, under you here. And that person also joins with 500. And you end up with 500 on the left, 500 on the right. And what forms is the so-called step or step? A pair at the same level of turnover. Left, right, step. You are paid 50% from the smaller package. Well, in this case, 500 there, 500 there. $250 were immediately paid to your account. Now, let's say these people came, Sveta and Zhenya came at 2 p.m. for the presentation. And at 3 p.m., they were already partners. And at 7 p.m., they invited their own. Not you, but they invited their own. And your second step is completed. If they also took 500, then you only invited this person. This one was brought by your sponsor, and these came by recommendation from these. But here under you, the volume closed, and you are paid another $250. That makes $500. How much did you spend to enter the business? 500. How much did you earn back in a day? 500. That's how it was for me. 500. I earned my money back. Then the activator remained in my hands, the product. I will get my money back. And if you knew, you would receive more. For example, if these invite more, and in 23 hours, your park will form again. Suppose this one enters with 2,000, and this one enters with 250. Then you will be paid 50% from the smaller package and you will add $125 here, but you will not receive them because they will go to the company, as you have a limit on the daily earning cap, $500. You entered with $500 and you cannot receive more than 500. The same applies here with 250 and the same with 2000. That's why people go and upgrade to avoid losing their money, because you don't know when this money will come, because the people under you are working not for you, but for themselves. So in this case, let's consider 3 levels. First, second, third. On 3 levels, you have achieved sales turnovers. Here 500, here 500, each 500, here 2 at 250. You personally invited only one. And here you can see how team business works. The sponsor placed theirs, and then these people placed their own people. The next day you placed your person, again your own, and you placed another one here, your own. And you completed a step. Here, there are 2,000. And here, 2,000 people also joined. You were paid $1,000 the next day, because it's 50% from the smaller package, $2,000. Now these people say, oh my goodness. And they invited their friends and said, guys, we joined with 2,000 each. Let's have you do the same. And they bring in their people and you get paid again. And in one day you made $2,000. You have already transitioned, upgraded, and paid the difference. And now you have the opportunity to earn 2,000. And this triangle along the edges closes with steps. And it fills downwards, inside with points, turnover. And every time a pair appears at one level, you are paid 50% from the smaller package. How long will this continue? Indefinitely. Well, isn't that great? But that's not all. That's not all. The second type of income is called binary. The binary bonus is paid in the amount of binary equals 10%. It is paid at 10% of the smaller volume. Look, this is you. You have a left team and a right team, and you place a person on the left and on the right. Your people do the same. This is Sveta, who placed one person in the left team and another in her right. And this is Zhenya, who also places one here and another there. And this one here, and this one here, and this one here and here. And this is how it starts to fill up. And at these levels, except for the pair that closes in, the step turnover appears on the left and right, which is kind of unaccounted for. But since you sold, since someone bought in your group, you are entitled to a reward. How much? 10%. Of what? Of the smaller turnover. Suppose here a person entered with 250 and there with 500. How much will you be paid? 10% of the smaller amount, $25. Now here, 3 people have already joined and all of them took 500. So here it's 1,500 and here also 3. Here 2 people and here a total of 500. How much will you be paid? $50 from the smaller package, 10%. And here it will be more people. Here 2,000 and here 3,000. How much will you be paid? $200. And the wider the base of this triangle is, and the more balanced your steps and the filling inside with points are, the more money you receive. And all this lasts, I repeat, with an inverted infinity symbol indefinitely. And gradually at the start, newcomers earn the main money from steps. And the deeper your organization goes, the more money they receive from the binary, from the internal filling, which seems to be 10%, but in reality, it's drip, 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 all more and more. This is just an incredible business. And moreover, if you, for example, this person entered with 250 and this one entered with 2,000, and you have formed a pair, and the company sees this person entered with 250 and this one with 2,000, and they pay from the smaller package 50%. You were paid $120, but this person is put under computer control and monitored. You go further, the process deepens, time passes, and this person says, oh my, With this package, they only pay me $250 a day. I don't want that. And he upgrades and he pays an additional $1,750 and buys products for this amount and reaches this level, status, 2,000 PV. And as soon as he does this, he pays an additional 50% on this amount of $1,750. And they send you a follow-up check in the amount of $250. And where this difference lingers, there will be an upgrade everywhere, and you will receive additional follow-up payments. So it turns out that all people will eventually switch to this package, those who are seriously committed to the ticket. And you will be paid for all of this. I've never seen such generosity. Amazing. Just incredible. Unfortunately, I have little time. On Saturday, we will have a big comprehensive training session where we will talk about the products at 12 noon and about the marketing plan, how to work, what needs to be done. Come, we will explain everything to you in detail. We don't hide anything from anyone. Even if you are not yet a partner, we will allow you to attend our training. While the launch is ongoing, we work twice a week. We give presentations on Saturday. Such an open access to a closed training. So what else is important to know? Here's important to know. This feature where the Chinese give an opportunity to earn at the start is a very strong marketing move. They are not greedy. They don't give all the money to the leaders at the top, as often happens. But they give it to the newcomers. And in this business, what's really good is that people who have been working in network companies for a long time, but haven't been earning money, here is their chance, finally. Those persistent ones who have been struggling for many years and nothing worked out for them, here they will finally start earning if they act and listen to what we say. So now, before it's too late, my recommendation, dear friends, please listen to me. This is your sponsor, and he invited you here. He has this and that. It will end soon. In 5 minutes, we will finish. Call him, get in touch with him, write to him, say, buddy, put me here first. Take any spot, whether small or large. It doesn't matter which package. You can always cut it down, secure for yourself. The best package, of course, start with this, secure your spot. If you need to think, try. These people will work under you. Your sponsor will work. These people will work. They will invite. All of this will grow. And when you come to your senses, you might find a large organization with turnover under you. And when you bring in your first person, you already have a ready pair. You will earn immediately. One person comes in at 500, and here 500, you receive $250 immediately. The second, this person can extend an invitation to their own group or team. You have again the same binary step. Bonus, 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 with additional details, explanations, further elaboration, and further comprehensive insight. And then it starts here. And you take off. But if you don't do this and stand somewhere here under the turnover, then you're just brainless. Sorry. I was just like that. I was such an idiot. Why? I was poor, destitute. I had such a penny pinching mindset, and I was told, listen, my sponsor said, listen, take this spot now. It costs $300. Take this spot. You will stand there anyway, I see. Your eyes are shining. I know you already want to. I know. I said, no, I don't have money right now. Wait, what's the difference? I said, foolish person. I stood here, and a year later, my sponsor invites me and says, do you want me to show you what you lost? I said, well, and I was earning good money. He says, look, if you had stood here, then this guy who in a year developed and expanded such a business, you wouldn't have lost $180,000 this year. Yes, I couldn't have dreamed that such a thing could happen. This guy could have been under me, and I would have earned in addition to what I already earned. Here is that money. That's when I told everyone how many times I bit my elbow until it was bloody rags. Therefore, I strongly recommend you secure your spot. Right now, we have an ongoing promotional offer. It ends on the 28th of March. Today is the 26th, 27th, 28th, until midnight, I believe. What does this mean? You can get a cell activator for free. If you fill a package of 2000 PV, you receive the cell activator for free. And the second one as a gift. If you enter like this in a triangle, 500, 500, and 500. Exactly like that for 3 spots. Why is this necessary? Then you also get an activator. Why do they enter with 3 triangles? That's how I entered. I was told that we have a daily limit of $2,000. I said, well, that's $60,000 a month. Well, yes. But they say, well, that's a lot of money. I said, well, it's kind of not enough for me. I already have experience. I'm not a snob, but it's kind of not enough. So the company says it encourages this approach. If you want to work, please go ahead, take 2 accounts, 3 accounts, 5 accounts, and work on all of them to earn and scale your business. You can hide everywhere in the binary, like under grandma or grandpa, but then you have to maintain activity for each spot, buying products for these spots. Here, you don't need to buy anything. Just take 3 spots and work on those 3 spots. I said, yes, and that's what I did. Here's my first spot, second spot, and third spot. I work from these spots once and from this spot twice. And this one stands, and a career is built on it. I invite one person here once, a second person here twice, a third person here 3 times, and 4. Here is step 1. Here is step 2. And here is the step for this spot. In total, the same actions at the back, slowly receiving, and it took off, didn't take off, and then it did. And it took off in this way. This is how the business scales and smart people make more money. That's all for now. For those who are interested, we will post instructions in the chat on how to register. There will be a short 30-minute webinar video. There, you can earn $1,000, $2,000, or $3,000 a month with specific step-by-step instructions. First, second, third, fourth. And at the end, Olga has recorded instructions for you on how to register with the company. And there will be material with reviews. Read the reviews and please register quickly. Quickly, right now, get in touch with the person I invited. They will help you register and you will start your business. I wish you good luck, all the best, and see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Goodbye.